There's something really cool about being in a room full of people that can be vulnerable like you, can let their guard down, can have fun, can just talk truth and set aside the bullshit and not put a mask on. I've been in so many networking meetings where it's very transactional and you're shaking hands and you're exchanging business cards. Here's what I do. What do you do? Maybe we can do business together. And that's kind of where the relationship stops, right? I recently went to a retreat, an entrepreneur self-development retreat hosted by Mackenzie Stanton, who's been on the podcast before. And it was very therapeutic and it was life-changing for me. I left feeling just lighter and not necessarily like I found my purpose, but just kind of moving with intention, if that makes sense. Welcome to the Legacy Builders Podcast. I'm your host, Mario Gonzalez. If you're looking to build something bigger than yourself, then you are definitely in the right place. It has been a minute, gang. I was posting stupid consistently 3 times a week, dropped down to 2, then it was 1, and then it's like once a month now, if that, right? Life has gotten in the way. I have been just crazy busy with 3 businesses. Just my brain is scattered and I cannot seem to focus to save my life. And so that's kind of where I've been at. And I was in Texas, and which we'll get into probably in a later episode, working on the business that I bought. And I had a moment where I was like, man, I don't know if I want to do this anymore. Like I kind of wanted to file for bankruptcy and just start over and get a 9-to-5 because I felt that if I did not get it together, I was going to give myself a heart attack, right? And I saw this opportunity pop up for this retreat. Something just was calling me to it. Something's like, man, dude, you got to go. You got to do this for yourself. You have to invest in yourself, which is extremely hard for me to do. So spending the $1,000 to go to this retreat was a lot. It's steep when I'm already majorly in debt for that particular business, right? So anyways, I put my pride aside and I said, all right, screw it, let's do this. And so I showed up. And before I even showed up, I told Mackenzie, I'm like, hey, I don't want this retreat or this networking event to be transactional. If I show up, like I want to be ready to laugh. I want to spill my guts. Like I want to cry. Like I want to be involved as much as I can. And so I showed up with that intention. I showed up knowing that I was going to put in some work, that I was probably going to feel things that I hadn't felt before, I hadn't felt in a long time. And that's exactly what happened. Day one, right away, we're in a circle talking amongst peers and folks are, have their wall down a little bit. You can tell it's kind of surface level. What do you do? What do I do? And I was like, okay, kind of to be expected. Nobody knows each other. And I kid you not, by the last day, everybody's looking in a mirror and just saying affirmations with the group of folks behind them or behind us. By the time I went up, I got a little choked up at the end, and it was a little kumbaya, which is not really my cup of tea. The music for me, some of that stuff feels kind of cheesy. Anyways, I was like, you know what? I'm going to set my pride aside, even though I'm a little more reserved sometimes until you get to know me. And I was like, screw it, I'm just going to do it. And I did. And it felt freaking amazing. And one of the things, my whole intention of going to this thing is like, I want the world to be crashing and burning and just me be okay. I want to enjoy the happy moments. I want to be present with my kids. You've heard me say it in episodes before where, I could be watching a movie with my kids and I'm not, and I'm reaching for my phone right when my kid turns around to look at me. And I freaking hate it. It makes me feel guilty. Or my 14-year-old, he loves jamming out on the guitar and learning riffs. Like he was showing me a song that he was playing on the piano. He loves piano too, just any instrument, right? And he was showing me a song that he was learning by Queen and the band Queen. And lots of the times, I've heard it 50 times. Like I hear him practicing across the dang house because it's so loud. And I stand there, 2 feet are pointing away from him. And if you know anything about body language, if somebody's feet are not pointed towards you and they're like moving to the side, that means they're losing interest in the conversation or they just want to get away, right? So I kind of pay attention to those cues, not realizing that I'm doing that myself. So anyway, he's super excited, even though he's practiced this thing 50 times, he's putting in the reps and he's getting better. For me, I'm over here thinking like, man, I got other stuff to do. My brain is thinking about all of the other businesses and just crap that I have going on. And part of me feels guilty, but then part of me is like, he's not important enough in that particular moment, which is not the right mindset at all. And so with this event, I really wanted to just bust that. And, towards the end, when we had a mastermind, I was like, I want practical advice. I got myself some practical advice, which it's literally like focusing for 5 minutes or 10 minutes and then increasing that duration over time, setting your phone on do not disturb. Some of the things that I already know. However, I think what really clicked for me are those affirmations and being with people kind of like my tribe, right? Like people that I know are going through the same struggles, people that weren't afraid to let their guard down and be vulnerable. I think it's huge. And maybe I'm still riding the high from that event. I could imagine going to Tony Robbins' event and feeling super pumped up and, coming back and then over time it dwindling away. But at the end of the day, it's like it's how you carry yourself moving forward, right? If I allow myself to fall into the old bad habits, and that's all me, that's nobody else. But what I like about this group is that everybody is holding each other accountable. Like we're communicating with each other, and it's just awesome, man. So I was really excited. I still very much am, and I just wanted to shout out Mackenzie with World Changers for allowing me to come to the event. I've met a lot of good people. I strongly encourage you to find your tribe and try out a retreat and invest in yourself. And we'll talk more about that later because I have a hard time doing that, right? With programs that are $5,000, $6,000, $10,000, $12,000, 15, 20. I've heard things that are super expensive. So I want to see the ROI monetarily usually, but sometimes I know that it starts with the inner workings. So anyways, thanks for listening, folks. It's great to be back. I'm hoping to do at least one episode every month, maybe every other week, but we'll see. Stay tuned.